You ain't still on the phone, are you?
Yeah, hang up.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Just give me 1 minute to set up. So I can put the chat on my computer. Killer Well, hello, how are you? Welcome. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. I haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you. Green Organic Love, hello. Thank you for coming in. Melanie, the moderator, hello. How are you? Thank you for coming in. I know you guys got to get through those ads. Which is extremely trying to cut the ads down. I'm still new to all of this, so working with those settings is what I'm trying to do. I don't want double ads. I just want a single short ad and move on. Hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. I truly had a busy one. I had my grandboys, and it wasn't no joke. But I do enjoy them. So today, topic is stop making excuses. Let's do it. We make excuses for everything that we need to do, but we don't make excuses for the things that we want to do. We just go ahead and do them. I think, in my opinion, at this day and age, it is very important to grow your own food. I'm an advocate of that. I'm going to keep pushing that and pushing it because I believe in it. I believe that it's healthier choices out there for us to eat. And I believe that if we grow our own food, that is that big step forward to healthier choices because we know what we put in our soil. We know what we put in our we know what we amend our soil to grow our fruit. We know how we got that product. And we know that it's real. Rocky Mountain High, hello, how are you? Mods, please do me a favor and make sure that you greet everyone. Sorry about that. I might be a little behind on the chat from time to time. And you guys are pretty good about that. I appreciate that. Vern's Junk Closet, hello, good morning, how are you? I couldn't come in your live last night because I was out driving. When I saw that you made it, sis, I had to pull over and do some transactions. Thank you so much for being here today, and congratulations on getting your channel monetized. Guys, if you don't have Vern Junk Closet, which I'm sure everybody does, she's an awesome person, very informative, and you need to check her out. And she just got monetized. So again, congratulations. We make excuses for everything that we need to do, like I said, but we don't make excuses for what we want to do. You ever notice that when it comes to our bills, and this probably when we were a little younger, we wouldn't pay our bills because we wanted to go and get that outfit or we wanted to go get those pair of shoes. So we was like, well, I take care of that when I take care of it, but that will be the thing that you needed to do first and want. So we pretty much bought what we want and begged for what we need because we went to our parents. Well, Ma, I need $20 or I need $100 because my gas bill is due. Well, we at the point in life that we're older now. So we know we done been down that road. We done went to that edge and we almost fell over because sometimes our parents are not there to give us that money or just say no. So we worried ourselves to death about it. Like, oh my goodness, I got this bill, but that outfit is sitting thrown across the couch because you just took it off the night before when you went out in it. We got to stop that mindset. And unfortunately, our younger generation that's coming up has that same mindset that I'm getting those Jordans. I'm getting that new tracksuit. I'm getting those new jeans. But they're not doing what they need to do. They will go out and try to buy a car that they can't afford, but they don't have a house to live in. They're living with someone else. But we are. Thank you so much, Killer Whale, for the super chat. Thank you. My bell is yep, there you go. My bell is buried. Killer Whale just came in with a super chat. Nature 9, hello, how are you? Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. So the thing is, our mindset, even though it's different from what it was as a child, as an adult, we still thinking the same way. We know those greasy fries is not good for us, but we still pull up at that drive-thru and eat them. We know that that pork is killing us and is not agreeing with us at the end of the day, but we still saucing the ribs down. We have to do better because we know now that this is not good for us. So where we're at right now, even though it's a different situation than where we were as a kid when we were buying outfits instead of paying our bills, it's the same thing because we're not taking care of ourselves. And back then, we were not taking care of what we needed to take care of to live. Right here today, these are things that we need to do to take care to live. Sleepless in the Carolinas, hello, welcome. Thank you so much for coming in. Martine Brochure, Organic's Best Urban Gardener. Thank you so much for coming in. Original Turtle, hello, and thank you so much for coming in. Food Forest Permaculture, hello, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you all coming in. We're talking about stop making excuses and let's do this. We have to grow our own food. Miss Farola, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. We have to grow our own food. If I don't see someone to come in, my moms is here and they're going to speak to you, and it's just like I'm speaking as well. Sister Sarah, hello, hello. Stephanie's Garden, hello. Thank you guys for coming in. We got a good topic today, and it's talking about the importance of us growing our own food. As we were young, we used to go out and we used to buy those outfits and not pay our bills. We didn't have gas in our car, but we had a fresh outfit. Right now, today, we're older, we know better, but we're still doing the same thing. We're not growing our own food. We're still eating those greasy fries from that restaurant. We're still eating that pork and putting all that sauce on them. We're still eating all of this stuff that does not agree with our digestive system. We don't exercise. We won't juice. We won't eat right. These are things that's important. We have to get back to taking care of ourselves. And one thing that I've learned in this journey of taking care of myself, I have to be right up here. If I'm not right up here, if I got a whole bunch going on up here with my mind, with worrying about the grandbabies, worrying about this, worrying about that, got to do this, got to do that, I'm not taking time out to take care of myself. Before I leave out in the morning, I have to meditate. Because once I get outside that door, it's all coming. I mean, if you guys ever, you probably have the same problem in your state. Driving now is stressful. They'll cut you off in a second. The light turned green. If you ain't about to press that gas, they blowing at you to move out the way. The light just turned in a second. So we have to be able to have a clearer mindset so that we can be healthier and we can think healthier. Because now we're older. This is important. We should have conditioned ourselves before we got to this point. But my thing is, We're going to stop making excuses. Oh, I'm too old to do this now. Oh, I got arthritis. Nope. We're going to get all that together. So, the first thing we need to do is to garden. Everybody be like, well, the seeds is too expensive. I can't afford it. Look, they sell seeds everywhere. They sell seeds at Family Dollar. They sell seeds at Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's. You can even buy them online. If you can't get out to go get them, they'll send them to your house. Stop making excuses. Well, I don't have room to garden. I don't have a big backyard. I don't have acres of land. Look, you can garden on your front porch. You can garden on your back porch. You can garden on the side of your house. You can garden in a small space. You can garden in a large space, a medium space. Stop making excuses. You can even garden in your sunroom. You got a south-facing window. Put your table right there, one of them long coffee tables that go behind sofa tables, and put you some plants right there and start growing you some food. We have to do it. It's important. Then some of you might say, well, I don't have nothing to grow in. Guess what? If you go to Sam's Clubs in the bakery department and you ask them for buckets from the frosting that they had used to put on all those cakes, they'll give them to you free. So it's no excuse. If you have a corned beef shop in your area that sell corned beef sandwiches, those pickles comes in white 5-gallon buckets. Go up there and tell them you want them. They don't want them. They'll give them to you. They'll save them for you. So there's no excuse. You can get those outfits. You can get those shoes. You can get that car. But you can't get the things that's going to keep you in that car. That's going to keep you wearing those outfits. And that's doing a healthy lifestyle. And that's what we have to get to. So, potting mix. Potting mix is fairly inexpensive. It doesn't cost a lot of money. It depends on if you're starting out, do your potting mix that you want to do. I happen to use Happy Frog or Ocean Forest. It's all organic, and that's what I like to use as my potting mix. I do not use potting soil. It is too heavy. So you don't want to use potting soil. Make sure it says potting mix. That means it already has a perlite in there. It's already fluffed up for you. And your seeds is not just being compacted in some hard dirt. And it's well draining. If you don't want to or can't find the seed cells, the Jiffy Pod setup, go buy some solo cups from the dollar store. They come in different sizes. Snip off the bottom, snip little holes across the bottom for drainage. And there you go. You're starting your tomato plant right there and there, in there. When you're starting your seedlings, you want to keep them close to the light so that your seedlings don't get too leggy. A lot of people make the mistake in starting seedlings where they have them too far from the light and they just get all leggy. That's going to be a problem. But with tomatoes, guess what? You can just add more soil and that's just more roots. But for your bean plants or your pepper plants, that's not going to happen. So you might want to make sure you get it up to that light close enough where that your plants don't get real leggy. I like to put a little light fan on my plants because the waving of them, it makes my stem stronger. So that's just a suggestion. But I'm telling you, we're buying everything else we want, but we won't invest in us. The most important person in the world is you right now. Because without you, you can't do the things that you want for someone else that you love so much, that you might think that's more important to you. You might say, no, the most important person in the world is my mom, my dad, my husband, my wife. But guess what? If you're not here, you can't help them in any kind of way. All right. Our moderators is releasing the rules of the live stream. Food for said a sick body and a sick mind ejects health. rejects health. A healthy body and a healthy mind accepts health. Please read out loud, Backyard Gardener. Did you hear what it said? It said a sick body and a sick mind rejects health. A healthy body and a healthy mind accept health. I agree with that. And we have to get our mindset. So that's why everything starts here first, in our mental space. We have Green Organic Love here, who does juicing every morning. She shared her story about how she have to let go of meat, and more meat is becoming a turnoff to her because of her mindset, one, and then with her health, she's just not digesting it right. And she does a lot of juicing, and she talks about how it cleared up her skin, how it works with her asthma, how it works with her allergies. These are the things that we should be researching when we go and run and get in that Popeye's chicken line. We're investing in Popeye's chicken. When we go and we run and we order us some seeds, we're investing in us. So who's more greater to you? The owner of Popeye's Chicken, who's making millions of dollars off a chicken sandwich that's just fried in all this oil. And believe me, at the mass production that they're putting them out, you don't even know if it's a chicken for real. So we have to think more of ourselves than we think of other things. And unfortunately, other people. You say, I love my kids. I want to be here for my grandkids. If you truly do, then you're going to get healthy. You're going to take care of yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself, what's going to wind up happening? Down the line, they're going to wind up having to take care of you. And that's going to be the real test to find out how much your children love you. And so just because they put you away in a nursing home, that don't mean they don't love you. That just means that they can't deal with it. That they don't want to deal with it. And I've seen it happen several times before. The parent gets old. This one is so busy in their career. That one is so busy in their career. Nobody want to take the time out to take care of the loving mother who raised you. And they put them away in a nursing home and they go visit them once a week. So we have to stop making excuses. And then we don't want to be a burden to our children. We don't want to be a burden because that's why we get our life insurance so that we can bury it. They don't have the expenses to bury us. It's the same thing with our health. If you're buying that life insurance plan, you should be buying those seeds and growing your own garden so that you can be healthy, so that nobody has to lift you into your car and nobody has to turn around and do the things in the name of you not being healthy because of the things that you're putting in your body. It's a difference if you have some type of illness. But if you think about a lot of our illness, what do they stem from? It's what we put in our body. A lot of people say, well, it's in our DNA to have a high blood pressure. It's in our DNA to be diabetic. That runs in the family. Really? Maybe so. But is there a way to prevent it? If we know that our parents had diabetes, are we going to sit here and eat Suzy Q's and cupcakes and sodas? If we know that our parents suffer from high blood pressure, are we going to continue to eat the things that causes our blood pressure to go up? And it's not only with eating. Again, it goes back to the mindset as well. Why are we stressing about things that we can't control? That causes our blood pressure to go up. So we have to be careful. We have to always think before we do something. And we always think, is this going to be good for me? Is this going to work for me? A lot of people was complaining about they don't have no room to garden. I visited the channel. And this channel is in here. And this is my shout out for today. This channel is in here. I didn't realize that this guy had this much going on in his garden until I watched one of his videos. And I was like, he has a side yard. And I mean, organized to the T, raised beds, and he got it jammed in there. He's regrowing onions that he done cut off, and lettuce. Original Turtle. Guys, if you don't have Original Turtle, check out his video, because that is my shout out for the day. The Original Turtle. I didn't realize he was growing that much. And he said that he was going to start showing more of his garden. And he's growing for his whole family. His kids, his wife, himself. And a lot of us is doing that. So if you got a lot of space, wonderful. If you don't have a lot of space, don't make that an excuse. Don't make that an excuse. If you have neighbors that you're really close with, you can go over to a neighbor and say, hey, can I borrow some of this space over here? Because I can grow enough for you and me. I watched one of Organic's Best urban garden videos, and he had just ordered a bunch of pea pellets. And this pea pellet that he had ordered, he sat there and said, this one is for my tomatoes. This one is for my cucumbers. This one is for my lettuce. He sat there and did a demographic of a whole plate to feed a family. Then he started to stack them up. That's another one. A whole nother family. And this is what we have to think about. If you have enough room to grow, grow for someone else. Grow for a family member. Grow for a neighbor. Grow for a stranger you might come across. Our school gives away food from the Gleaner truck. A lot of times I'll go up there and get the food, and I'll take it to the neighbors in the neighborhood because they can't get out. They're senior citizens. The beans, the potatoes, the onions, and they're so grateful for that. When you can make a smile come on someone's face because something that you've grown out of your garden and you shared it with them, that's when your overflow is going to come back to you. Because that's sharing and that's giving an overflow. Okay, I'm getting back into the chat. I'm only going to be on here for an hour, guys, because I really want to keep my live streams down to a minimum. So when I get to that 10 minutes prior, I'm going to start trying to close it up a little bit. Please pay attention to the mods. They are here to protect my channel. And I appreciate them very much. And if you are a person who haven't went live and planning on being live, know the community guidelines, and where you can find them at is at the bottom of each comment section. Just click on community guidelines, read through them, and know, because nobody wants to spam out their channel. So again, if you're a new gardener and you say, well, I don't even know where to begin, this is my suggestion. Start a perennial garden. A perennial garden is a garden that's going to come back every year. If it come back every year, that means that you have something to look forward to every year. And then the next year, you're going to add more, then more, then more. A perennial garden is like your raspberries, your blueberries, your strawberries. These are things that come back every year. Your strawberry lifespan is probably about 3 years, though. But that third year, you're going to get that bumper crop. With the perennial garden, you also can do asparagus. Asparagus comes back every year. I grow Jersey, the purple Jersey asparagus, and every spring, that asparagus is popping up. You want to grow a peach tree, an apple tree, a pear tree. These are things that's going to give you fruit every year. But you want to get your vegetables in there too, as well. If you're in a warmer climate, that walking kale can last you forever. There's also other plants that you can grow that will come back every year. Lemon balm comes back every year. Mint comes back every year. You want to be careful with some of these plants and where you put them because they can become invasive and take over your whole yard. So I normally contain mint and lemon balm in a container because I don't want it to spread through my whole yard, which would be kind of cool if you think about you cutting the grass and you smelling that fresh mint, but that's not really what I want going on in my yard. Same thing with raspberries. You want to make sure that you stay on top of those because they also can become invasive and start growing out of the area where you have them grown. Different canes shoot up under the ground and come up. Blueberries, blackberries. This is a start to encourage you to continue to grow. Hey, I do have a garden. All of the garden centers is about to start opening up. They haven't really brought anything out at my Home Depot or Lowe's, but soon, probably in another month, they will start bringing out all the seeds, bringing out all the different plants, and you definitely want to be able to I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it Satan in Love? Did I say that right? Santina Love? Santina Love. I was reading Satan in Love. Santina Love. Hello, welcome. Thank you so much for coming in. So these are the things that Stephanie Garden, good morning. Thank you for coming in. These are the things that you can do to jumpstart your garden. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Santina. These are the things that you can jumpstart your garden. What I grow? Hello, how are you? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. What I grow say rebar. That's a plant that come back every year. Give me some more suggestion, guys. What's plants that come back every single year in the garden that we can plant so that we don't feel like, oh, we're starting all over again for the new year from scratch. Depending on where you live, that's true, Rocky Mountain. It does depend on where you live. But I know here, all my berries and raspberries, they will come back every year. And I'm in a pretty cold climate. I'm north, zone 6B, Michigan. And these things come back every year. Marigolds, I did not know marigolds come back every year, Stephanie. I didn't know that. Wow. Now, that's why we're here. We're learning. I didn't know they come back every year. And they're edible? The marigolds are edible, Stephanie? Strawberries definitely come back every year. Sunchokes, never had one. Ain't going to try one because they do sell them at the fruit market here. In the vegetable garden here. Sunchokes come every year. Spring bulbs, not edible. Yeah, spring bulbs are not edible. Yes, I drop seeds when they dry up. Okay. That's a good, okay, Stephanie just said it too. Even when you have a garden and that garden start to go to seeds, she just said they drop seeds when they dry up. That's what a lot of our vegetables too. So if you push the envelope financially this year to get your seeds, that's just your investment because next year, at the end of the season, you're going to start harvesting your seeds, especially with your okra, celery. Almost everything will give you seeds back for the next year. So it's an investment. It's still like a perennial, but you're going to plant it again. So you don't have to go through I need to go out and I need to buy more of this or I need to buy more of that. Depending on where you live, can make friends with farmers who will be thrilled to barter things like milk, eggs, meats, etc. for fresh veggies or feed for your animals. Yes. I watched, I think it was Starduster's video. She grew a garden to feed her animals. And I thought that was pretty cool. where you just got a side garden to help supplement and feed your animals. Now I have two vicious guard dogs, my little two Shih Tzus, me and Diamond, and they love carrots. Trust me, they go through carrots more than I go through carrots in my juicer, because that's their healthy treat, because they have allergies and they can't eat the dog treats. But I will grow carrots for them and me. They're my pets. I love them. They're part of my family. So yeah, I'll grow stuff for them too. DD Pharmacy, hello, how are you? Good morning, sis. How's it going? Organic Best, not all marigolds, depending on the zone, they can be annuals, and they are medicinal use as well. Okay, so a lot of our things that we grow have medicinal uses to them as well. And that's something that I've been learning and researching in the things that are healthy for us in our garden. Ginger has been a godsend. I'm telling you, ginger has changed my life, especially with what I'm through in my life. Ginger is my number one go-to. I'll make me some ginger tea. I'll cook with the ginger. It helps with the inflammation. It helps with any type of swelling. My mobility is a lot better with ginger, because it gets all the swelling off of you. So these are things that we need to learn as well. Grow our own medicine. Grow our own food. DD Pharmacy is in here. DD Pharmacy, her name is that because she knows a lot about growing her own medicine and growing her own food. Brother Martine is in here. He knows a lot about growing his own medicine and growing his own food. He grows. We have to get to the point where we're growing to live. And it's not a hobby for us. This is something that we need to do, because we do know what's going to happen. We can't, the future is so uncertain right now. But we can be ready and we can prepare ourselves for that. I was reading last week how they're cutting a lot of SSI checks. They're cutting people off of Social Security disability. And these people, from some of the things that I'm reading, they really need it. And that's another reason why we have to take care of ourselves. Because if you depend on government to take care of you, that might not be the best route to go. Because nobody can disappoint you more than yourself. If you fail, you're disappointed in yourself. So we have to depend on ourselves. And if we learn about things that are the antibiotics that we can't afford because we don't have health care, well, what can I grow in my garden that's like an antibiotic? There's one thing that I know that is good as an antibiotic too, depending on what your situation in, and not antibiotic, but probiotics as well in the garden. Anybody know? What is a good probiotic and antibiotic in the garden that you can grow? Okay. Garlic. Garlic is a very good plant. Onions. Okay, food for us, you got it. Onions is a very good plant. The red onions, and you'd be like, oh, they smell so bad. Yes, because if you eat enough garlic, it'll come out your pores. But guess what? You notice a lot of Middle Eastern people eat a lot of garlic. A lot of Korean and Chinese people, they eat a lot. Everything they cook with is garlic. And then you see them, the little old ladies, Chinese ladies walking around better than you and me. That's all that garlic they be eating. And the herbs, they eat a lot of herbs and garlic. They're not eating, and then if you look at favorite is yes. Your favorite is garlic and onions, and that's a good thing to have. If you look at a lot of people from other countries, turmeric is really good too. Rosemary. Those are really good too. You look at a lot of countries and you look at how how they're old and it seems like they live forever, especially the Chinese people. It seemed like and Japanese, it seemed like, they just live forever. They'll be 102 years old and they still got good memory. They still walking around. They're flexible. They can scoop down. A lot of people over in Africa, and they're doing their cooking and they can sit down on the ground and fold our legs. When the last time some of us sat down on the ground and was able to fold our legs and cook? Well, you say elementary school. This is what I'm saying. We have to, that's because of the way they're eating. That's because of what they're eating. They're not over there eating all of this. They ain't eating Popeye's chicken. They're not eating McDonald's. They're eating their herbs. They're eating their greens. This year in my garden, I plan to cook so much more greens in the garden. I really do. I want to put more greens in the garden. I've been researching the different kales and spinaches that I want to put out there because I haven't really been growing brassica. If you watch my channel from the beginning, I never did a lot of brassicas at all. And this year I'm pushing the envelope and I'm going for it. Now I might get some issues with beetles or whatever. I'm not claiming it, but I'm gonna be on top of it. So these are some things that we have to learn how to do. And these channels in here, check them out. Check them out. Miss Farola grew greens in a container. A container. Stop making excuses. Stop making. I just don't have the room for it. Yes, you do. You got room for it. You got room for them extra pair of shoes. You made room for them extra pair of shoes to get up in that closet. We can make room to put some pots out there, some totes out there, or something out there that we can grow in. You could get a dish pan from the dollar store, put some holes in it, and you can grow you some lettuce out of that. You can get a bucket, put some holes in it, grow you some lettuce out of that. If we just making excuses why we can't do things, and that's not good because we're not kids anymore. We're full-grown adults. We're aware of what's going on in society. We're aware of what's going on in government. We see it all around us. Don't put a blindfold on it. The key is we have to be self-sustainable and we have to grow our own food. If you knew some of the stuff that they're putting in our seasonings, and I just learned this from a person in our chat, they're using recyclable plastic in a lot of our foods. The rice that we think is rice, recyclable. The stuff that they're spraying on our apples to keep them from going bad. You have to understand, for farmers and for government, it's about the money. We got to get it out here. We got to feed the people because there's not a whole lot of big farmers. They're big, but a select few. And that's that. I don't understand that either. Like, why is it just a select few that feeds the world? Let's feed ourselves. They're spraying stuff on this stuff to keep. Look at the bee population. Bees is dying off because of the stuff that they're spraying. The bees are supposed to pollinate the food. But all the chemicals that they're spraying on the food, when those bees go to pollinate, they're eating those chemicals and they're dying. That's why we have a bee shortage. So those are things you got to think about. Cancer. I hear more about cancer now than I've ever heard as a child. I've heard about it as a child. I've lost loved ones. But now it's like every time you look around, somebody has got cancer, or somebody is sick, or somebody is suffering from something, or they're coming up with a new type of ailment that we never heard before. Like, what is that? I've never heard of that. Oh, it's rare. I think it has something, one thing that we all have in common is we all have to eat to live and we all have to drink to survive. So it's either in the water or it's in the food. And we have to be careful. Look, I'm in Michigan. I'm 2 hours away from Flint. They did us so dirty. And y'all look up Flint water crisis. They did us so dirty with these old sewer water pipes. And now everybody is drinking out of bottled water. But guess what? Do we really know where that comes from? Oh, it's spring water. It comes out the mountain springs. We don't know that. We don't know that for sure. They say they also age bad. Martinez said they also age bad and have many health issues. Eating healthy has a direct curriculum to living healthy and looking healthy. Yes. Remember our aunties back in the day? They used to look so pretty. Their skin was just so beautiful. And our grandmother and their skin would be so beautiful. Nowadays, we have more skin issues than anything. We got craters in our skin. Back in the day, we used to have good, healthy skin. You know, just a nice tone. Nowadays, that's not how it is. Miss Green Thumb, thank you for coming in. Hello, welcome. I'm glad you came over. We're talking about we got to get back to gardening. We got to get back to being healthy. Miss Green Thumb, she invested in her greenhouse and she's starting her seeds inside. Everybody has to invest in their own self. This is the biggest investment right now. Oh, I'm going to put into my 401k. Oh, I'm going to put into my stock market. But guess what? If you're not healthy, if you're not here, you putting that for somebody else because you're not going to be able to enjoy it. While you're investing in those things, invest in yourself. Let's go out and buy us some seeds. Let's get off of this computer and get on and research what is good for us to grow, what is healthy. I told people I have to change my palate because I'm a northern girl with a southern mentality. So we came up with ham hocks and we came up with fat backs and pig feet and pig ears and what's the hog head cheese. We grew up off of all that stuff. And that stuff back then, it really wasn't bothering people. But now, you got to watch some of these documentaries. Melanie, the moderator, thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate it. Melanie, thank you for your super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So we have to be proactive. Get out there. We're in February. If you in the South, it ain't too late. If you in the North, we ain't even started yet. Start ordering your seeds. You got different seed companies that will send you out free catalogs. This is Johnny Seed Selection, Burpee Seeds, Territorial Seeds, June Seeds and Plants. We got different, all of these catalogs is this year. And I probably got like 5 more somewhere around the house. Because, look, I keep them in the bathroom for reading material. I keep them in the kitchen for reading material while I'm cooking. I keep them in my room for reading material. We got to get, they're free. All you got to do is go online and request the catalog. Even picked up one of these. My friend picked up one of these plant-based books where I can learn how to cook my food and get different ideas. We have to change our palate. We have to start worrying about that church's chicken, that greasy stuff. Stop worrying about Popeye's chicken. You know, we have to really start cooking. Well, I don't like to cook, and I had 4 boys. I raised 4 boys, so I was cooking all the time. So when they got grown, it was like, I finally got a chance to uh, stop cooking. Nope, gotta start back. You have to start back. I was in a live stream last night, and they were talking about dehydrating the food. Does it take nutrients away from when you dehydrate your food, when you freeze your food, when you can your food? Are you losing nutrients? Of course, it's not fresh, but I'll can my food any day. I'll dehydrate what I have to any day. I'll freeze what I have to any day because I grew it. I know whatever it is, it doesn't have any chemicals in it. You ever went to the store and you bought lettuce and the lettuce lasts a long time in the refrigerator and you're trying to figure lettuce don't supposed to last that long? I go to the fruit and vegetable market every Monday to re-up on my fruits and vegetables for the week. Some of the stuff, and I'm looking at like, this lettuce is lasting a little too long. I don't know. I don't know. You go on a fruit and vegetable, they got organic, and then they got the regular fruit. Organic strawberries, then they got regular strawberries. Why are you sitting them both on the same table? You know how we shop. We pick up stuff. Oh, that's $2.99. We put it down. Somebody just put a regular strawberry over with the organic. The labeling look the same. The only thing is the difference is up at the top saying this side is organic, this side is not organic. We have to be careful. You know, a lot of us say that, some of you guys got a Publix out there. We don't have Publix here. We have Whole Foods here. They take a little, they're expensive. They're a little more expensive, but guess what? They take a little bit more time in getting the things in there that the people really want. You know what I'm saying? The food is more fresher. The food is better. So I'll go to a Whole Foods opposed to going to the neighborhood market. Let me read back in the chat. It's a minimum of 21 days to acclimate to new ways of eating. Stick with it and you will succeed. That's encouraging right there from Martine. He's given us some encouraging words for anybody who is trying to just change it up and eat healthy. Different ways of gardening is another thing. If you do have mobile problems and you can't get outside and you're limited mobility. If you can move your arms, you still can grow. Get you a south-facing window. Start you some lettuce. Anything to give that mindset of encouraging you to grow your own food. See, Miss Green Thumb, I'm looking in here. So you guys got to check it out. And all the channels in here are gardeners. And some of them are not content creators, but they're gardeners. So you have to kind of look into, see different styles of gardening. I'm telling you, the stuff that Original Turtle got packed into his yard, and it's so neat. The stuff that Organic's Best Urban Gardener has in his yard, and it's so neat, and it will help accommodate somebody with mobility issues. You check my garden out, I have raised beds and container gardens because of my soil. Now, I've corrected that situation over the years of that lead, but I still don't want to grow directly in my ground. I like the raised beds. I like the containers. I like that type of style of growing. And I'll build more containers to grow because it's just more feasible for me and it helps me control my soil and control any situation that I might have coming across in my garden. So you definitely want to think about the style of gardening. I know Angela Busy Bee Garden Homestead, she has several gardens on her property, and she's doing the back to Eden method on one of them to help with that. You got aeroponics, hydroponics, raised bed gardening. Then you have in-ground gardening, horticulture. It's different styles of gardening. Research them. See what fits you. Don't go on, well, I don't like that because it's an opinion of somebody. I don't like that kind of gardening because of this, that, and the other. See what fits you. Because if you ask 10 people the same question, you're going to get at least 8 or 9 different results from it. So you have to do your research and find out what works for you. We have indoor gardeners. I'm an indoor gardener and an outdoor gardener. And I do my indoor gardening in the summertime and the wintertime. And then when the summer and spring comes, I do my outdoor gardening. I don't have a long growing season. Some of you do. And if you have a long growing season, if you're in 8 or zone 8 or 9, guys, you guys got a longer growing season than the people up north. And you can do so much more. Also, I do recommend you guys to concession plant. Don't plant everything at one time because you're going to be harvesting everything around that time. Spread it out. You got a roll of beans, a bed of beans 1 week, the next 2 weeks do another bed. That way you're not overwhelmed at harvest time like, I got to harvest the corn, I got to harvest the beans, and then know how long stuff take to grow. Most beans, string beans, take 45 to 55 days from seed to harvest. So they're nitrogen fixing plants. They're going to give off a lot of nitrogen. So know what you're growing and how long it takes to grow. Tylita 360, hello. Thank you for coming in. Welcome. Know what you grow. So if anybody has any questions about growing, if there's anybody that's still on the fence, well, next year. Do it this year. I'm telling you. Turn on the news. Foster Family Fun, hello. How are you? Thank you for coming in. Turn on your news. They're making cuts. Well, backyard gardening, they're making cuts on food stamps and SSI. Well, what that got to do with me? I don't get either one of them. Let me tell you something. I live in Michigan, and our factories, the big three, General Motors, Ford, Chrysler, they all were going bankrupt years ago back when Obama was in office. I don't work in the factory. So when they went bankrupt, guess what? When they were going through the bankruptcy, that trickled down to my pockets. Because I'm a property manager, a lot of my tenants, guess what? They work in different type of factories. It might not be Ford, Chrysler, but they do parts for them or something to that effect. That hurt the city because there was jobs lost. There were people who were truck drivers. They deliver the parts. Well, if they're in bankruptcy and the plant ain't moving, then we don't need you to deliver the parts. So guess what? It affected the truck drivers. In some way, it's going to affect us. We might not get food stamps. We might not get SSI. But some way, form, or fashion, it's going to affect us. And that's why I'm encouraging everyone, grow your own food. Try to make sure that you think about what you're going to grow. Grow what you eat. If you don't eat radish, don't grow the radish because you're just going to waste it. If you eat lettuce, grow the lettuce. Starduster 2, hello, how are you? Tylita 360, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You didn't have to do that, guys, but I appreciate you anyway. We want to encourage, and then let me tell you, tell a neighbor, tell a friend, encourage them. Say, hey, grow a garden. Try to get them interested. You know, we're really garden geeks, so we'll have let somebody come up to me and start talking about garden. We have the whole conversation. Like, oh, you done hit the sweet spot now. So encourage people to grow garden. This food is so expensive. Thank you. I'm wrapping it up now. This food is so expensive out here. The artichokes that Food Forest was talking about, those are expensive here. And that's because they have to ship them from another place. Our strawberries, they're expensive. Like we'll find things like lettuce, celery, but at least 4 times this year, not this year, but in the past 6 months, our romaine lettuce has been recalled. E. coli bacteria on it. Recalled at least 4 times in the last 6 months. You go to the restaurant, they're giving you some other kind of lettuce. Well, where's the romaine lettuce? Oh, we can't serve you that. Grow your own food. I'm telling you. They sat there, I was reading in the paper, where they sat there and they passed a lot of pork that was not inspected by the FDA. And I think they said it was like 400,000 pounds. That's a lot of pork that wasn't inspected. So we don't know. People doing shortcuts all the time. But guys, that is my time. I promise that I will keep this thing to 1 hour. I appreciate each and every one of you who gave me a super chat. I appreciate each and every one of you who have came in. I definitely appreciate my mods for helping me maintain my chat. If there's anyone, Stephanie's Garden, thank you again for coming in and giving some of your great advice. Organics Best, thank you for coming in. Strictly, sincerely yours. Hello, welcome. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Rocky Mountain, thank you for coming in. Starduster, thank you for coming in. Miss Farola and Melanie, the moderator, I appreciate you. Green Organic Love. Guys, check out Original Turtle, please. When I tell you, he jammed a lot in that small space, and it ain't sloppy. He got it so organized, he feeding his babies and his wife. And that's what he's supposed to do. And that's what we're supposed to do. Get out there and grow something. Have a conversation with somebody. They're going to grow something. You know, if you get so hyped up about something, you'll hype somebody else up. Because that Popeye's chicken sandwich ain't nothing but hype. That ain't nothing but hype. So let's try to hype people up on some real stuff and some healthy stuff and growing our own food. I will, guys, see you in the next video, and I will be live next Monday around the same time. Happy gardening, everybody, and check out each other. See what they're going. Go over there and peep into these channels and see what they're growing and what they got. Green Organic Love. Keep juicing and encouraging people to be healthy. Happy gardening. I gotta let my seconds go. I'm sorry. To about 20 more. Guys, don't forget to check out Original Turtle. He's in here.